There he is on the big screen. It's our friend, Jeff Oskay. Look how handsome that man is.
Oh, man.
Hey, everybody. How are you?
We're good, man.
And the rubber duck tie.
Yeah, baby.
Love it.
Love it. Thanks to Mommy for, Linda Oskay for hooking me up with that.
Right.
Ace was supposed to write my failed to mention today, but like everything, he couldn't read it out of a book, so I prepared something different. You guys are just going to have to bear with me. We're going to give it a try. It's probably going to bomb, but let's give it a shot, and here it is.
It's not what you failed to mention news. It's Jeff Oskay with,
he's doing some kind of editorial or something.
Oh. Huh?
He's got
it's like
glasses on and everything.
Today's topic, video games.
All right.
My son spends so many hours playing video games. How many hours? Enough to make me a bad parent amount of hours. Let's put it this way. His teachers would probably say he plays a C+ average amount of hours. Do I wish he would study more or go play outside? Of course. But can I blame him for wanting to play video games instead? No. Have you been outside? It's dangerous out there. My parents hated video games when I grew up. They'd always tell me, go play outside. Had they known playing outside consisted of dipping skull bandits, setting fires in cornfields, and breaking into abandoned houses, I'm sure they would have been more than happy with me playing one-on-one Larry Bird versus Dr. J on my Commodore 64.
Oh, nice.
I grew up with video games like Asteroids, Frogger, Donkey Kong, Pac-Man. Back then, Willie, our controllers only consisted of a single joystick and one single button.
That's not enough buttons. You got to get more buttons on it.
I know. I can't play today's video games even when I want to. I don't have the eye-hand coordination to use a controller. They now have more buttons than I do fingers. How am I supposed to hit all these buttons? Am I supposed to get my ding-dong involved? These games are crazy. The war games are super realistic now. I walked by the other day. I thought my son was watching Private Ryan. A few months back, I played this war game called Battlefield 1942. It's all about World War II. It's amazing how scary and realistic it is. I played for only a few hours that night. I'm still suffering from shell shock and gonorrhea.
That's realistic.
Oh, wow.
Super realistic. Last week, my lady and kids were away. I like basketball, so I played this old NBA 2K basketball game of my son's. In the game, they have this feature called career mode. You make your avatar, Tom, that's your character.
Check.
You can make them look however you want with whatever features and characteristics. I like to make mine super realistic. I make my character with all my actual stats. Beer gut, big bushy beard, emphysema, gonorrhea, bad credit, all the way down to my plantar fasciitis.
Oh.
In career mode, your character starts off in high school, and the goal is to work your way up to being an NBA superstar. And it's crazy how accurate it was. The game starts with my guy going out for his freshman team in high school. He gets cut the very first week. He then goes on to play 3 seasons of CYO church basketball, where he averages 4 minutes of playing time with 2 points, 2 assists, and 0 rebounds. He goes on to get divorced a few times, holds down a few odd jobs before finally suffering a nervous breakdown. His career finally ends with him playing basketball, small forward at the...
Where?
His career finally ends with him playing pickup games behind a halfway house in Houston where he tries to hustle high schoolers out of their Adderall scripts. You just don't get that kind of true studying or playing outside. Only video games will give you that kind of reality.
So it's very realistic.
That's amazingly realistic.
He gets cut his first week.
Yeah.
First week.
I'm so bad at 2K. My player in my career just plays 2K all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really embarrassing.
Yeah, so that's why I let my son play more video games than he should. It's C+ parenting at best. At least that's what his teacher said at our last parent-teacher conference. I'm Jeff Oskay, and this has been my video game justification editorial on failed to mention news. Real quick, any of you guys got a good gonorrhea guy? This is starting to get really gross down here. I'm Jeff Oskay, and this was a failed to mention news editorial.
It's good.
Jeff Oskay. Hey!
I tell you what, that is a realistic game.
Well,
you get the drip. Those round-heeled gals from World War II.
Remember Leisure Suit Larry, one of the first video games? We had
Leisure Suit Larry?
We had to put the floppy disk in, and you had to CCOM hit enter and start the game. Oh, it was crazy.
Apple computers effectively start with hacking a Pong game.
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know.
I think Wozniak and Jobs, I think that was one of the first things they did. And I know Jobs developed a thing that it would mimic the sound of coins going into a payphone, and you could make free phone calls. And he sold these little boxes, and that's how they started.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Jeff Oskay. That was a great editorial. Have you ever played that game, Willie?
2K or Battlefield?
Either one.
I've played 2K. I'm very bad at it. I've never played Battlefield, but I've played Call of Duty. Pretty similar.
But you're wearing are you talking to other players?
I mean,
not?
It just depends. If you're playing like Battlefield has like the typical mode, like the career mode in 2K, for example.
Right.
That's just, it's you. You're playing in a video game.
Right.
You can't talk to anyone, but then you can leave and you can go to the park, it's called, and then you can essentially play pickup with people from all around the world.
Okay.
And then you can set it. Some games you can only talk to your team. In the new Call of Duty, it's proximity based. So if we're playing each other and we get close enough to each other in the game, then we can hear each other.
Oh, okay.
So like it's sometimes you'll kill a guy and you'll hear him go, "Oh, come on!"
I know, for example, we've actually talked to the great guitarist and songwriter and singer Joe Walsh, who happens to really be into shortwave radio. Mm-hmm. And you can imagine if you're out there one day and you realize you're talking to Joe Walsh, how cool that would be. But are there guys that play in these group games, like famous people that just don't stay anonymous?
Yeah, so there's like massive streamers, and they're not very anonymous. You'll hear about that a lot. Someone's like will post a video being like, "I was playing Fortnite and I killed Ninja." You know, he's like the really big one. But over the summer, somebody was playing, I think it was Call of Duty or Fortnite, and they were talking to the person they played with, and eventually they just figured out it was Luka Doncic from the Dallas Mavericks. He goes, "Oh, where do you live?" "In Texas." "What do you do?" "I play basketball." "No, you don't play basketball." "No, I'm serious. I play basketball." It's funny, and it's just some 12-year-old kid playing with Luka.
Huh.
Hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Robin Williams, that was one of his hobbies. Toward the end, he would talk trash to kids while he was playing video games with them. He loved it, I guess.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, he had a great time.
Yeah, I can remember back in the day, Tony Stewart, the great race car driver. I would take the kids over. There was a huge video game parlor in those days, and Tony would always be playing the driving games, and he was rather good at them.
Yeah, I bet. Well, didn't we play Jeff Gordon and him and
Yeah, we did.
in those games one time? Did not do so well.
But Tony, he was just playing them for fun.
Yeah,
But I mean, you can imagine it'd be kind of cool if you're playing one of those basketball games and it's Reggie Miller you find out on the other end of it.
Well, that Tony Stewart thing, he's probably playing the real racing simulators. Come
Yeah, he
into my
was.
world, buddy. Play Mario Kart. I'll blue shell the hell out of you. I don't care. I'll throw a banana right before you get there. I know all the cheat codes, know how to drift. Get out of my town, pal.
Okay, cool.